I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain.io for FinTech News Network and Investment Pitch Media. Today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Simon Sovic, the PR and business developer of Cheerio. Simon, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Anytime, Simon. So if you would, to start, please let me know, what is Cheerio?
All right, so Cheerio is a blockchain solution for charitable donations. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase transparency and reinforce trust back to the people, so the donors who donate in charitable projects.
Sounds pretty simple. But is it really that simple? I know there are a lot of issues right now in the donation and charity space. Maybe you could elaborate on those problems a little bit and how Cheerio is implementing the solutions?
Yeah, for sure. So some of the issues right now in this space are that there's low trust. So donors are very doubtful of what they're seeing, of the projects that are going on. They don't know where the money is going. There's not a real transparency. Charitable organizations aren't held they don't have to show where the money is going. There's high organizational fees that charities have. There's high marketing costs, because often what happens is that charity organizations, they actually hire some outside marketing help who bring in donations, and these organizations are paid as a percentage of the donations that they get. There's high risk of fraud, so you don't know actually the origins of charitable projects, and there's a slow execution. So those are some of the issues that we're trying to solve with Cheerio.
That's great. So I know I've heard a lot of successful people say that the success of a project really relies on the team. So could you tell us a little bit about your team? How big is it right now, and are you guys expanding?
So right now we have 12 team members. Of them, I think we have like four blockchain developers. So we're very strong on the tech, as well as on all the other on all the other skills that we need to actually succeed and to help bring this project to reality. We are also looking to expand in the next coming months. We're looking for more people in development, in marketing, PR, design, and also what we're going to need, and we've already realized that as well, is user support and also testing. So we already have 30,000 users, so user support is something that we are going to need.
Wow, 30,000 users already. How long has the project been around for, and like when did you start with the project?
So we really started working on this project about a year ago, and it's been going on since then. And most of the first of all, when you start a project like this, it's a lot of planning, a lot of development work. So we started marketing only, I think, towards the end of last year. And the reception that we've received from people in this space it's been astonishing. So it's been absolutely mind-blowing, and we believe we have something that has a great market value, a great value for this industry, and we're seeing that also in the partnerships and the outreach that we're getting.
Wow, that's great to hear. So if you could elaborate a little bit more on how the blockchain technology is integrated into your platform, and if you guys are using a token, how it's being utilized within the platform as well.
Yeah, for sure. So what we essentially are is a peer-to-peer charity. So we enable person-to-person donations. So it's individual. It's something that can help an individual from anywhere around the world. We're also trying to decentralize, charity marketing. One of the things that as I mentioned, is the high marketing cost, and we're trying to give, the marketing efforts back to the people with a system that we call proof of charity. And it's actually a mechanism that utilizes all the social networking activities of individuals to help and promote and spread awareness of different charity projects. Also, some of the things that we are very keen on is, of course, transparency. And we believe utilizing the Ethereum blockchain is something that's amazing for that, because it's a public ledger. Also, what we're doing is we're giving people decision-making power. So when projects get donations, we don't immediately release those funds to the project. Instead, there's milestones, and people have the power to decide for each milestone whether it was reached or not. And if it was not reached, the money doesn't get to the project, because it seems that they didn't fulfill what they were trying to do, and it holds them accountable using, you know, smart contracts. Also, one of the things that we're doing is we have an anti-fraud system. So what often happens in this space is that projects get so some people are gathering money for projects that aren't actually charity projects, but instead just some cover up of something that's not real. So we have an anti-fraud system in place where people have to use tokens to stake them to ensure that this is a real project, and in this way, with using this economics, it holds them accountable for something. So those are some of the ways that we're utilizing blockchain and also our own token.
That's really great to hear that you guys are prioritizing on accountability and transparency. And I feel that's part of the root of blockchain technology is opening up this transparency. And I also like what you said about giving back from the marketing sense. One notorious thing with charitable organizations is they spend a lot on marketing, and those numbers are sometimes opaque, and it's hard to tell how much money you donated actually goes to the cause that you were trying to give money to.
Yeah, and I know we looked at some statistics and some studies, and I know the 10 worst performing charities in the US in the last 10 years, they raised, I think, around 1.7 billion, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to check the exact figure. And of that amount, only 25% went to the people in need. And that's shocking. That 75% got lost somewhere in between. You know, it's the exact opposite of what charities are, of what it's supposed to be, of what this industry is all about. So we're trying to change that, and we really think that utilizing blockchain in this way, and also, you know, creating this community that's encouraged to help and spread the word, to spread the awareness, to gather more donations. I think we believe that's the right approach. I mean, yeah.
And that's a great approach to take. So if we could just dive into the technical side very briefly. You know, you're using the Ethereum blockchain to achieve these solutions. Do you guys foresee the Ethereum blockchain itself being a driver of the solutions for Cheerio in the long term? Or are there limitations with the platform, and would you consider using other platforms for the best business solution?
Mm-hmm. So we've discussed this a lot internally with our developers. For now, we believe Ethereum is the best platform to use for us. But in the long term, we were also looking at other options. So we were quite excited about Neo and its prospects. So it's something that we're also looking into. But for now, for also this phase, you know, of this early stage in our project, as we have very high goals, and we believe that it's most suitable to use Ethereum.
Good answer. So speaking of the development, what is the upcoming development roadmap look like, and you know, how far ahead are you guys looking?
So we have a plan for the next 2 years, and we have quite big goals. So for the next half a year, one of our goals is to go to key UN events. We've been a part of a UN hackathon that we also won. And we're trying to help the UN actually solve their sustainable development goals. And we're actually going to an event next week, I think, in New York. It's a UN conference. And that's one of the things that we're trying to do, you know, onboard organizations with these huge potentials and these huge visions, and help them do that through Cheerio. Also, we have some development things going on as well. I think we're working on an iOS app, Android app as well. That's something in the coming months and the coming year as well. Yeah, I think that's the primary things that we have. Also, what we're trying to do is onboard more organizations. So that's some of the things that we're focused on quite a lot as well.
And well, I know that sometimes it's tough to acquire organizations and people to use the platform. Do you guys have a marketing strategy in how you're going to acquire more organizers and people to put up campaigns for other people to invest into?
So as I mentioned, we have this one of the integral parts of our platform is this concept that we call proof of charity. And we've seen it work. We've seen it help us get to 30,000 users. And it's something that we're also going to utilize on the organization side. And we believe that through that, we can get more projects as well. And what we've seen is now that, as I mentioned, we have to, onboard these big organizations, or organizations like the UN, like Amnesty International, and get them on our platform. And these are organizations that have huge projects, and they know they have problems. They know they have problems with transparency, with marketing costs, and they see us as a solution to those problems.
That's great. So if people are looking to get more involved in the community or start a campaign, what's the best way for them to learn more?
So one of the things that we always do is that they should go to our website. They should see how our platform works, because we have an MVP that's working. They can donate to the ongoing campaigns, and they can also try out our proof of charity concept. They can see it work in real time. They can see the benefits of it. They can see how it helps organizations, and they can see maybe potential partnerships as well. And also they can subscribe to get news and upcoming features. I know another upcoming feature that we have is a charity market cap, because we believe that today there's not really like a ranking of the best charities around the world and which ones are actually doing the most for the people. So that's something that we're going to develop in the next months as well. And it's going to base charities based on total fundraising. So for charity organizations, and also ratings from the people. So what they believe to be the actual rate or grade of these organizations. But yeah, things like those features, they can subscribe to get news, and also join our Telegram. I think we have a community there of 17,000 users. So it's quite a big community, and yeah, everyone's welcome there.
Wow, that's great to hear. Thank you for your time, Simon. I will leave your guys' Telegram down in the description box of the video for anyone who wants to join. And I appreciate your insight into the donation and charity industry. And I'm looking forward to following up with you in the coming months to see how Cheerio is doing.
Great. Thanks, man.
Thank you.